That piece of mail was not like the others. You could feel it before you even opened it. Amidst the junk mail and the bills, this one had a weight to it, a strange stillness. You picked it up, and for a moment, you felt an unexplainable reluctance to open the seal. It was just a government form, a census document, something routine and impersonal. But your spirit, the part of you that knows things your mind cannot yet comprehend, felt a tremor. You told yourself it was nothing, just a busy day, just your imagination. But the feeling did not leave. It followed you into your home. Later, when the house was quiet, you finally sliced it open. Your eyes scanned the familiar, cold, official language. And then, you saw the number. Under the heading, Number of Occupants, the ink declared a figure that was wrong. It was off by one. One more person was listed as living in your home than actually does. A chill, sharp and sudden, ran up your spine. Your logical mind immediately jumped in, screaming, "It's a mistake. A typo. Someone in an office somewhere just hit the wrong key." But my child, the truth echoed louder than logic in the chambers of your heart. This was not a typo. This was a sign. This was the physical world finally catching up to a spiritual reality you have been enduring your entire life. That deep, nagging feeling you have always carried, that you are somehow on the outside looking in, even among the people you love the most, that is the voice of your soul telling you that you are not alone in your own body, in your own life. You have always sensed a presence you could not identify. A fleeting shadow in your peripheral vision that disappears when you turn to look. A sudden cold spot in a perfectly warm room that makes the hairs on your arms stand up. The distinct feeling of being watched when you are the only one home. This census form is not a piece of government paperwork. It is a divine flare, sent from the heavens to illuminate the hidden enemy in your midst. The great accounting of your life is being made public, and the forces of light are moving with incredible speed to correct the balance sheet of your destiny. This correction has already begun, and the first undeniable proof of it will manifest in your life before the moon reaches its highest point in the sky tomorrow night. Do not allow doubt to be your master. Do not dismiss this message. The scrollers, the doubters, the spiritually numb are swiping past this video at this very moment, utterly blind to the chains they carry and the freedom they are passing by. They have made peace with their quiet desperation. But you were created for more. You were chosen to see. You were chosen to be liberated. Think about it, my child. Be honest with yourself. This explains everything. That invisible drain on your very life force. The money that seems to evaporate from your bank account, disappearing into 100 tiny, unexpected expenses and emergencies that keep you perpetually on the edge. The surge of energy and inspiration you feel in the morning that mysteriously vanishes by lunchtime, leaving you feeling exhausted for no reason at all. The golden opportunities that appear before you, so perfect, so close you can almost taste the victory, only to crumble into dust just as you reach for them. For years, you have pointed the finger at yourself. You've thought, "I'm just not good with money." You've told yourself, "I must be lazy, I lack discipline." You've sighed and said, "I'm just unlucky." I am here now, as the voice that has known you since before you were formed, to tell you with absolute certainty, it has never been your fault. You have been unknowingly providing for two. You have been carrying a silent passenger, a spiritual parasite. There has been an unseen guest at your table, taking a tithe of every blessing that was placed on your plate. There has been an unlisted tenant on the lease of your life, siphoning off the peace, the joy, and the prosperity that God ordained for you and for you alone. This entity, this spiritual squatter, has been embedded in your existence for so long that you have mistaken its weight for your own. You have forgotten what it feels like to be truly sovereign in your own life. It is the true source of your profound weariness. You are the one who is always giving, always checking on everyone else, always pouring from your cup. But who checks on you? Who pours back into your cup? I see the silent tears you cry when the house is dark and the world is asleep. That is the crushing burden of living for two, when only one of you has a right to be there. This census form is the divine eviction notice being nailed to the door of your life. The mistake on that paper has dragged the invisible into the visible spectrum. It has assigned a number to the nameless thief that has been plundering your light. And because it has been seen, because it has been counted, its power is already beginning to shatter. But listen closely. The window to expel it completely is terrifyingly small. The spiritual pressure is building to a crescendo, and it will peak between this moment and the moment you next lay your head on your pillow to sleep. Your focused attention, right here, right now, is the most powerful and consecrated weapon you will ever possess. Do not look away. Do not allow your mind to wander. What is happening in your life is terrifying, yes, but it is also miraculous and real. This presence, this shadow, did not find you by random chance. It was not a matter of bad luck. It was an assignment. It was sent. You must understand this. Generations ago, perhaps even before your name was ever spoken on this earth, a word of deep and bitter jealousy was whispered over your bloodline. Someone, somewhere, saw the magnificent destiny that God had woven into your family's spiritual DNA. They saw the light, the favor, the potential for greatness, and they were consumed by a venomous envy. They could not steal your family's destiny, so they did the next best thing, they cursed it. They spoke a word of lack, a word of almost, a word of not quite, and that toxic vibration created a hairline fracture in the spiritual foundation of your lineage. It was through that tiny crack that this entity was given a legal right, a permission slip, to enter. And once inside, it searched for the brightest light in the next generation to attach itself to. My child, it chose you. It latched onto your spirit before you even knew how to defend yourself. This is the origin story of that deep, persistent, and painful feeling that you are not living the life you were meant to live. You catch fleeting glimpses of it, don't you? In daydreams, in moments of sudden, quiet clarity, a vision of another reality flashes before your eyes. A life where things flow, where you are not constantly struggling, where you are happy, peaceful, seen, and celebrated for the good and wonderful person that you are. That is not a fantasy. That is not your imagination running wild. That is a memory. A memory of your divine blueprint. A memory of the life that was designed for you before this parasite began to feed on your potential. It has been whispering doubt into your ear your entire life, making you second-guess your own brilliant ideas. It has been stirring the murky waters of anxiety in your heart right when you were about to find a moment of peace. It has been masterfully creating arguments and misunderstandings with the people you love the most, all to keep you feeling isolated, unsupported, and weak. It is the invisible architect of your most secret and profound pains. That memory of a specific door closing in your past, that one missed opportunity that still haunts you in the quiet hours, you have always blamed yourself. But it was not your failure. It was a strategic and successful theft. And now, I declare to you, God is not just going to open a door for you. He is about to blast a gateway open in the walls that have imprisoned you. The injustice is being brought before the high court of heaven, and the verdict is your total and complete vindication. Those who scroll away from this sacred message are making a choice. They are choosing to keep their chains because they are familiar. They are not ready for the responsibility of freedom. But you are still here, listening with your entire being. You are ready. The time is no longer coming. The time is now. Wait. Stop. Do not think about what to do next. What I was about to reveal is the truth, but it is only the first layer of the truth. There is something else, a more urgent reality that is being unveiled to me at this very instant. This is a secret that is being reserved only for those of you who have had the spiritual fortitude to make it to this exact moment in this divine transmission. The others have heard the prophecy, but you are about to be handed the master key that unlocks its ultimate power. I want you to do something right now. Touch the screen of the device you are watching this on. Use the tip of your index finger. Just for a second. Feel the cool, smooth glass. In the physical world, it is a barrier. But right now, it is a conduit. The energy of this truth, this power, is passing through it directly into you. Close your eyes for just 1 second and feel it. A warmth spreading from your fingertip up your arm and into the very center of your chest. That is the feeling of recognition. That is your spirit saying yes. Now, look at your hands. I mean it. Turn them over, look at your palms. See the intricate web of lines, the unique pattern of your fingerprints. They are not random marks. They tell the story of every burden you have carried, yes, but they were also divinely shaped and specifically designed to hold a blessing so immense it had to be stolen from you because your enemies could not bear to see you possess it. You are about to use these very hands to take back what is yours. Here is the secret within the secret. The entity I spoke of, the spiritual squatter, is real. But the census form did more than just reveal its presence. I told you it was a mistake, an error. The truth is infinitely more profound and powerful. This entity has a true name, a designation. Its name is the Scribe of Absence. Its function is not merely to steal from you, but to actively record what is missing in your life, creating a spiritual vacuum that pulls in negativity, lack, and disappointment. It is a cosmic bookkeeper of your pain. The ancient jealousy that summoned it did not just wish you poverty, it wished you irrelevance. It wished for you to be overlooked, for your good deeds to be forgotten, for your name to be uncounted in the roll call of blessings. But by putting a number to it, by listing an extra occupant, the government, in its beautiful, bureaucratic blindness, performed a sacred and powerful ritual. It counted the uncounted. It wrote down the Scribe of Absence. It gave form to the formless. And in that single act, it made this ancient entity mortal, vulnerable, and subject to eviction. The one whose ancestral envy still fuels this curse has just felt a sudden, inexplicable wave of cold dread wash over them in the last few minutes. They feel something is wrong, but they believe their secret weapon is still hidden. They have no idea that a simple piece of mail has dragged their dark agent into the blinding light of heaven. This gives you a strategic advantage that is almost unheard of. You have until the first rays of the morning sun touch the earth, before the world of commerce and logic and noise begins its daily churn, to act on this divine intelligence and not just evict this entity, but to completely erase its contract and banish it from your bloodline forever. With this deeper, more dangerous knowledge, you will now perform an act not just of cleansing, but of divine reclamation. The simple rituals are for the masses. You have been chosen for a more precise and powerful task. Find a key. Any key that you possess. It can be your house key, your car key, a key to a forgotten diary, it makes no difference. Hold it tightly in the palm of your right hand. Feel the cold, solid metal. Feel its weight. This key is a symbol of absolute authority. It represents your God-given right to grant or deny access, to lock or to unlock, to own and to possess. It is the scepter of your personal kingdom. Now, walk to the primary entrance of your home. The door through which most life enters and exits. Do not open it. Stand before it as a king or queen would stand at their own gate. Hold the key up so that it is pointing at the center of the door. You are not speaking to a nebulous ghost. You are serving a final, binding legal notice to an entity whose contract has just been exposed as fraudulent and is now null and void. Say these words aloud, not with anger, not with fear, but with the calm, unshakable voice of someone who knows they hold all the cards. The divine audit is complete. The scribe of absence has been counted. Its name is on the record. By the authority of the light that created me, and with this symbol of my absolute ownership, I declare this property, this body, this life, and this destiny to be solely and completely mine. Your contract is terminated. Your name is permanently stricken from the record. Your access is revoked. You are evicted now. As you speak the final word, now, tap the key firmly on the door 3 times. A tap for the past that is now redeemed. A tap for the present that is now reclaimed. And a tap for the future that is now restored. This is not a hopeful prayer. It is a sovereign decree. This is your power, flowing back into you like a mighty river. For those who scrolled away, tonight will be just another night of quiet struggle. For you, it is your coronation. To seal this decree in the courts of heaven, type "My ownership is declared" in the comments below. Affirm to the universe that you have taken back your throne. The angelic warriors assigned to your liberation are waiting for this very signal to act. The instant the third tap of that key echoes, the shift inside you will be seismic and immediate. A quiet so profound will wash over your spirit that it may startle you. It is a silence you have not experienced since you were an innocent child. The relentless, buzzing static of anxiety, worry, and self-doubt that has been the constant, oppressive background noise of your entire adult life will simply stop. You will suddenly feel lighter, as if a thick, heavy, wet coat you were unaware you were even wearing has been vaporized off your shoulders. That feeling is the feeling of your soul, your spirit, finally occupying its rightful territory, fully and without competition, for the very first time. And then, the signs from the outside world will begin to flood in. They will be subtle at first, then they will become so obvious you will laugh with joy. You will see a sequence of numbers, like 444 or 777, on a clock, on a license plate, on a receipt, over and over again. An old friend, one who has always seen the best in you, will suddenly reach out with a message of encouragement. You will find a sum of money, maybe small, maybe significant, in a pocket of an old coat or a drawer you've checked a dozen times. Do not you dare dismiss these as mere coincidences. They are winks from heaven. They are divine confirmations. They are the first precious drops of rain after a long and painful spiritual drought, signaling that your season of supernatural abundance has officially begun. And what of the person who acts as the human anchor for this curse? They will experience the precise and immediate opposite. Their life will suddenly be plagued by a series of small, frustrating, and inexplicable problems. A file on their computer will corrupt for no reason. A check they were expecting will be delayed in the mail. A minor argument with a loved one will escalate into a major fight. Their world will be filled with the very same low-level, energy-draining chaos that used to be your daily reality. This is not for you to rejoice in their misfortune, but for you to recognize the irrefutable proof that the cosmic energy transfer has been reversed. The power, the peace, the luck that was being siphoned from you for years has been returned to its rightful owner, and the vacuum it has left in their life is now being filled with the natural consequences of their own hidden negativity. Just last week, a man from Denver, Colorado, was consumed by this same feeling of being constantly thwarted. His small business was on the brink of collapse, and his wife was talking about leaving him. He felt an invisible wall between him and success. He was led to this truth. He stood at his front door with his own house key, his hand trembling, and he spoke the words of sovereign declaration. He told me that in that exact moment, his dog, which had been anxious and barking for weeks, calmly trotted over and laid its head on his foot. The next morning, he received a call from a client who had cancelled a huge order a month before. The client apologized profusely and asked to double the order. As he hung up the phone, his wife walked in, tears in her eyes, and said, "I don't know what's changed, but I feel like I can finally breathe again in this house. I'm not going anywhere." Do you understand the power that is in your hands? The system of lack is not just broken, it is being dismantled and replaced with a system of restoration. Your moment has come. There are at least 3 other people in your life who are being silently drained by a similar scribe of absence. Their names and faces are floating into your consciousness as I speak these words. You have been anointed as their liberator. When this is over, send this message to them. Do not explain. Do not persuade. Just send it. It is not your job to make them believe. It is your job to deliver the key. The divine message itself will do the rest of the work. Now, listen carefully. Go back to the very beginning of this video and listen again with your new, liberated ears. A specific word in the first 3 minutes will shimmer and stand out to you. That word is a clue, a personal breadcrumb from heaven, that will illuminate the path forward for you. Your new life does not start tomorrow. It began the moment you chose to believe. Type, "The scribe is fired." The census is corrected, to file your final, irrevocable claim with the universe and to step into the glorious, sunlit reality of your complete and total freedom. Amen.